In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a free energy magnet motor. The motor you see set up right here, I duplicated from other videos shown on YouTube. This device was made using the magnets from 7 microwave oven magnetrons. We have 12 mounted on the flywheel and another 2 used to rotate the wheel. Each one of these magnets has a diameter of 2¼ inches and an opening in the center of 3/4 inches. The wheel I made right here, it's on a ball bearing. It spins extremely easy, so there's very little drag to interfere with the experiment. Now the video that I observed online, the person used a very heavy-duty spindle. It looked like it was off of a wheel axle of a vehicle. On top of that spindle was a steel plate around 3/8 of an inch thick. Now I've tried it with steel underneath the magnets. That individual took the magnets and stuck them to the steel plate. That's how he did it. And for this demonstration, because I did not want to glue these down and ruin my magnets, what I did is I took brass screws so it doesn't interfere with the magnetic activity of the wheel, and I screwed down the magnets in the proper position, north or south, using these wooden discs that I cut using a hole saw. When I tried the same experiment, I used this large saw blade. This is a 10-inch steel blade. I placed all the magnets around the perimeter and repeated the same experiment that you're about to see here and obtained the same results. Let me show you what the bottom looks like with the bearing that I put in. Now in order to have this bearing secure inside this pulley, the pulley is off of a junked washing machine. I drilled a large hole for the diameter of the bearing. It's a sealed ball bearing. Once that was done, I drilled 2 holes into the aluminum center of the pulley, threaded them using an 832 tap, and then I made this plate. I drilled out the center and put a notch, so I'm able to lock in that bearing so it can't move. So now it turns very, very easily. The orientation of these magnets was determined by watching a few of the videos. Of course, when you watch these free energy videos, everything is a big secret and specific details are rarely, if ever, given to the viewer. That alone should tell you something when you watch these free energy videos. By watching a couple of the videos, I noticed that the uploader placed white tape on 2 magnets side by side. Then he left one with no tape. These 2 had tape. Over here, there was no tape, then 2 more with tape, and the process went all the way around the same way. I was also able to look at how the other 2 magnets, which caused this wheel to rotate, which I'll show you in a minute, how they interacted with the wheel, how the pull was, that it was definitely 2 up. These could be 2 north or 2 south, and then you skip one and do like I just told you. I also tried 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, all the way around the wheel. There's the right amount of magnets here, so if I start with north and then go south, then went north and south all the way around, I would end up with south next to north. It also makes no difference how many magnets you use, because what matters is the interaction of the perimeter of the wheel with these magnets along the edge in relation to the magnets which rotate the wheel. So you could have 30 magnets here, you could have 18, you could have 12 like me, and it would all test the same way. To show how the magnets are set up, I'm going to take this other ring magnet you see. I'm going to go to the wheel. That's repelling, and that's attracting. So watch, it's going to repel over these 2 and attract. It's going to repel those 2, attract, repel, repel, and attract to that one. Repel, repel, and attract. So that's the way this one's set up. It's repel, repel, attract, repel, repel, attract. So I'm going to be demonstrating, showing this setup first, and then just to satisfy everybody's curiosity, I'm going to switch to north-south all the way around the wheel. Let me show you the other part of this free energy device that was shown online. Alright, what you're looking at is a part that spins freely. When this magnet here starts to interact with the wheel, it's supposedly going to spin into free motion and keep going and go faster and faster and faster. Once it reaches a fast speed, what happens next, the individual takes a belt, connects it to the flywheel with the magnets, and connects it to a very small motor under a very light load to show you that it's producing free electricity. This right here is oiled, both sides. It's extremely smooth, the shaft, and you can see it spins nicely. How I made this, just like the other video, you have two of the ring magnets sandwiched together. Same spacing on both sides of the magnet to compensate for the shaft. One side is north, one side is south. It's glued together, and I also used a PVC pipe, which is 1/2 inch, to secure everything because it's a perfect fit, 3/4 OD, and drilled directly through the pipe to have that axis to rotate on. So that's how this was made here. What I'm going to do now is give you a little demo, and we're going to see if this actually works as they claim. In the other video, once this was brought directly over the wheel, the whole wheel started spinning and it picked up speed and went faster and faster. We're going to give that a shot now to see if that's true. Keep in mind I tried different spacing between the bottom of this magnet and the top of this one. I also watched that other video several times, and I was able to judge what the spacing was in the other person's video between the top of the ring magnet and the bottom of the two magnets you see here. We're going to push this down. You can see the wheel is starting to move a little bit. Let's bring it a little closer. Now, right about now, the magnet would flop down. Let me get this going. All right, you can see it trying to flop down. Get right there. So once he put this over this, according to the other individual, this would just start spinning away. All right. So as you can see, I'm touching it by hand. Now, this definitely interacts with these magnets, but as you can see, this wheel is not spinning away. I can keep going around. I could try moving it further in, like that. Now, this should take off spinning, according to the other video. And as you can see, it is not taking off spinning. I could try moving it out a little bit. There's definitely an interaction, but nothing that's going to cause this wheel to spin and produce electricity if there was a pulley attached to it. Now, if you notice, in the other video, what the person did, they didn't show you an exposed device like I have here on top. All right, they didn't show you that. What they showed you was just the two magnets inside of a metal box. For some reason, and it's very suspicious as usual, there was sheet metal around the entire thing that these magnets were in. And what that tells me is there is a battery-operated device inside that unit, which is this one right here, which had a motor inside of it, which caused these magnets to rotate. Once these magnets rotate, then yes, this wheel will spin and spin very fast. But just the fact that you place these two magnets in close proximity to each other is not going to make this spin fast. So what the person did inside that metal box with the two magnets is a motor which rotates these two magnets, causing this wheel to spin very fast. I could demonstrate by simply turning the wheel to show you how that magnet spins around like that. All right. And if you watch that video, you would see that this magnet turns exactly like mine. It flops in and flops in and flops in, just like you see there. All right. But something is wrong because his spins and mine doesn't. I'm going to connect up a piece of rubber onto the shaft of this magnet here that rotates and show you how I can get this wheel to spin very quickly. Alright, I'm going to slowly rotate. This is just like there's a hidden motor inside the box. Alright. And of course, if I go faster and faster and faster, and you can see the wheels going faster and faster and faster. So that's how that works. So now you know that that device is a scam. It's not going to work the way he shows. So the motor spins the two magnets, causing the lower wheel to rotate. The faster the magnets rotate, the faster the wheel below will spin. Let me take these magnets now, make them north-south, north-south, all the way around, just to show you that that is not a possibility as to why this does not work. So we're going to definitely switch the magnets around and repeat the demonstration. Okay, to satisfy my viewers, I now switched around the magnets. You're going to see one is north, one is south, one is north, one is south, one is north, one is south, etc. I'll show you using this magnet here. That's repelling, that's attracting. Repel, attract, repel, attract, repel, attract, repel, attract, repel, attract, repel, attract, repel, attract. Alright, so now you know the whole wheel is set up north, south, north, south. We're now going to take the two magnets with the shaft going through them and bring them towards the wheel and see if it spins any differently. Let me bring in the magnet now. Place it right where the other one was, right there. And as you can see, there's not much going on. Doesn't rotate as good as the other way with the two up and one down, which was how the other person did it. It's hanging up a little bit. Yep. I also tried doing two up and two down, and that also made no difference. Let's try it again. And of course you don't see it free spinning, at least anytime soon. And this magnet has trouble flopping over because the configuration on the bottom is not right. It was definitely two up and one down. See, it doesn't operate properly. Once again, you've seen another video on YouTube which was a hoax. Hopefully by me having access to all these free supplies to make this, I saved you the time and the money from trying to duplicate this yourself. If you post a comment on this video, please do not post silly comments telling me what I did wrong, why this does not work, unless you yourself have tried duplicating this and have a video on your channel to show me. If you enjoyed this video, please rate it a thumbs up, subscribe, and post links to this video on other websites and blogs. Also be sure to check out my video playlist as well. Thank you very much for watching.